Good morning and welcome to the Godstone Ranch School of the Arts. My name is Karen Garrett and we're going to do lesson number 7 for the homework. We're all at home in the whole wide world and together we are building an art exhibition called the Global Art Exhibition, and our body of work is called Homework because it's all about the home. Now, since this is a master's class, one of the reasons why all artists like each other is because sometimes you get to a point where you need to talk to each other to make some decisions. And so I wanted to let you know the creative process that I have been going through on this project. So we all know that we're using our supplies that we have in our house, and so that means that we have to be inventive and creative and do some things that are different that we haven't ever done before, because we would just get in our car or truck or the subway and go to the art store and buy art supplies. But there was a time when there were no art supplies, and so people came up with the things on their own, like cave painting and for example. So here's what I was going to do. I told you don't do metal and don't do wicker yet. There's going to be another day. So what I wanted to do is I needed black paper because I wanted to do anything metallic silver with a white pencil. Okay, well, I don't have any black paper. So I said, well, that's no big deal. So I got magazines and went through, like, okay, I just opened that page. And so I went through and I ripped black pieces and I made glue out of flour and water for my kids class, and then a Q-tip for my brush to smear it on. So we'll talk about all that later, but right now we're having a discussion, okay? So I said, well, that's no big deal. So I made this, and I thought that was pretty cool, except for now I don't have a white pencil. So then I said, well, what do I have? Well, I have flour, but that's more like painting because it just falls off because this paper is really shiny. And then I said, well, I have eyeshadow. Not everybody does, but you know, at least I do. And so then tried that again, and on this paper it's not porous enough, it's too shiny and slick, it didn't work. So I thought, okay, not a problem. But at that point, I was also thinking about baskets, and so I said, okay, well, I need something to draw on for baskets. I found an old brown sack, and I think everybody can probably have a brown sack. So I did that, and I took a picture of this because I thought, okay, because I'm still attracted to this, right? So then I started getting mixed up, and sometimes that's what artists do. They get a little mixed up. So let me show you what where's my phone? Here it is. Okay, so what I did was, hold on, get the picture, is I decided, okay, I'll do the baskets on something porous, hence this. And so I went over here to the kitchen and I did a still life. We've already talked about still lifes. So I thought, okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw the baskets that I arranged, and I'm going to put them on this, and then I'm going to use my pencils, and then I might use my flower or my white eyeshadow, and then it'll be awesome. So I got my black marker and I went over all these little white places so that it would be nice and uniform, and I started working with my floor. So if you can see, this is a woven purse, so I thought, well, that's genius, I'm going to put that down there. And so then when I put this on there, it'll look kind of cool, and then I can start drawing that. But then I didn't like it. So I am now to the place where Well, why didn't I like it? Okay, I didn't like blending this with this. I want to keep this paper, I want to keep this together. So that's going to be that. Okay, and so now, why would I go with a commitment on this? Because I started cutting out these magazine pieces and doing floorboard and baseboard and floor and baseboards and all that stuff. I started cutting and just brought out the sculptor in me. Ooh, I loved it. So at this point, I went this direction with silver objects. Now, we did this in my kids class. I don't know if you can quite tell, but we painted with food. And so all the stuff like the mustard, Skittles, tomato sauce, honey up here. We did wasabi, orange juice, strawberries, you know, pretty much everything, blueberries. So when I took my picture of this, because I wanted to go this direction, let me show you that picture. I'm telling you the creative process here. I did just everything stacked up. I played with it. And then I fiddled with the coloring, and so you can see that it wound up with a whole lot of blue. Really pretty, gorgeous blue. And some beautiful siennas and yellow, but anyway, a lot of really great blue. Okay, so I said to myself, all right, I drew it. Oh, by the way, don't you just love that sculpture? It's a bowl with a bowl, a bowl, a bowl. I know, I just loved it. Okay, but see, the problem here is I couldn't paint it because, or draw it with food because blues, I don't have any blue. I mean, it really doesn't come out like I wanted. And I ate all my blueberries. And I don't want to go back to the store, but that only leaves me with one purple and Skittle blue. So I said, okay, no, not doing that either. So I'm not going to paint this with food and put it on this fabulous thing I'm working on. So then what I did was I said, okay, I'm going to draw it out. Can you see the difference? I drew all of the coloring where it separates. And so now that's where I'm at. You know, being an artist is so much fun. Okay, so now here's what I want you to do now that you know where my mind was going. Yeah, I'm so glad you're with me with this. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to get some paper and, you know, me with my syllabus still. I'm so glad my syllabus was so long. Anyway, get some paper. You're going to need, I use this to glue, so you're going to need a Tupperware dish, flour, water, Q-tip, paper, cool old trusty ruler here, maybe some scissors. You know how about our stubs from last time, markers, erasers. And this is how we sharpen with our emery board, and pencils. Oh, magazines. You need magazines. You need silver stuff. Anything. It doesn't have to be like silver, but you know what I mean, like metallic. And oh, and here's the other thing I had to tell you. So for this one, I had it photographed in front of the black. So we're going to do this another day, but I'm going to set this up on a light background because of the brown. That's the neutral tone, so we can go whiter or blacker. But I don't want it to be black because then I'll run out of eyeshadow. Everything that matters, okay? So, okay, you got it? Get all your stuff and meet me back here in just a minute. Okay, so we're back. And we have a decision. We made a decision. Isn't that great? And we have a future because we're going to do wicker too. Not today. All right, so here's what we're doing. Go through your magazines or just trash paper advertisements from the mail. And you're going to go through here. Oh my goodness, look at that, a whole black page almost. So I'm going to rip this out. Now, I am not going to use a bunch of words, so I'm going to take those off. But some people are really artistic with words, and so words are a very, 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 very big deal. If you use them, you need to use them correctly, and you need to really be thoughtful as to why you're using them. And I know people like that, and it's very good. So for me, I'm not doing that. All right, so I have my piece of paper with your flour in your Tupperware dish. It's just half flour, half water. I tend to go, as if I do this all the time, as if I've been stuck in my house ever this long, and as if I've ever really glued since I was a kid with flour. But okay, this is what I tend to do lately, is I just put half water, half flour, and I make it a little thicker rather than thinner, because when I did it thin, can you see all the puckering and stuff? But you're gonna get some of that. See all that? It's fine. It's all right. It's just the way it rolls. Okay, so anyway, what we're gonna do is, I actually, love to touch stuff like this with my hands, but some people don't. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna rub it all over on, this is my page, that's my gluey page. And do it thin because it'll dry faster. Now, mine puckered a lot, and when I was finished with it, I ironed it. So I'll show you how to do that in just a minute. But we go all over the place. When I did this the first time, I didn't bother with the Q-tip. I just went like that everywhere, and it was really, really fun. But I'm showing, some people are like, ew, I don't want to touch it with my hands. So that's okay. So I got it all smeared everywhere. Now I got lucky because I got a really big square of black to get me started. Okay, I'll lay that there. And that's my glue page. This is my real page. And I'm gonna, oh, there's a little white on that edge there. So I'll have to use my marker to color that black. But see, very nice, very nice. Now, if you don't have straight edges, then go over it and we'll cut it with our scissors. I happen to have a straight edge here. I don't really have to go over that much, but see, I don't have a straight edge there. So I'm just gonna enjoy doing this, and I really wish I knew which project you are working on right now, if you've finished all of them and you're right along with me, or if there's one that you loved more than another one. I'd love to hear about it, and I'd love to have you send me the pictures so that I can see your beautiful artwork. Anyway, we're going to do that, stick it all over. Okay, so once that's finished, here we are. If you need to iron it, just blow dry it, or go like this, ooh, I'm hot. You just sit like that, and you're blow drying this all dry. You can maybe just sit it, if you have a backyard, on the patio. If you don't have one, then just hold, okay? Well, it will dry quickly. And then flip it over like that on your ironing board, and on low heat, you can iron it and get it at least kind of flat. So here's the next thing that happened to me. It kind of curled like that. Can you see it's kind of curled up? So I just, on the side of my table, I just slowly rolled it, and when I got to the edge, like that, and ta-da! Okay, that's good. So now you're done. You have these white places. If you purposefully have the ripped white edges, that's good. Leave them. Okay, you're the artist. But for me, that was not going to be part of my creation here. So I just, once it's dry, don't ruin your pen, because you don't want to have to, you need this pen, okay? So that's our beautiful black Sharpie. So don't try to rush it. Just hold and get it dry so that it doesn't mess up your Sharpie. Your lovely Sharpie. See how nice that's looking? So go ahead and do that all around. You never know, I might use that for something else. And so at that point, I was, ooh, I got flour on me. It's like I'm cooking, but I'm not. Okay, so now at this point, I started working on my floorboard, but remember I did the baskets, and I was thinking that this was so genius because baskets are woven, the purse is woven with leather. Oh my gosh, it's so brown and cool, and I love it. But now I'm thinking to myself, what does a woven purse have to do with my silver bowls? And I don't think it really has anything to do with it, but I'm still so in love with it. I hate to get rid of it. But I know I'm not going to use that for that project. So the question is, do I finish this one and do a whole new floorboard? Do I keep going with this one since I totally love that so much and then roll with it later? You know, we could talk about that for hours. That's what artists do. We could just sit there and talk about it. And it wouldn't matter so much to us. It's the way we are. Okay, so then I had to stop because I didn't make up my mind yet on that. And I went and I did draw that. So what I want you to do right now is to pause this and then go set up your still life. We already talked about that. It's not random. Don't be random. And here's the goal so that you can think how complicated you want your still life to be. Okay, so this is kind of going to be like a paint by number. With my colors, I sorted them out where it changed colors. And so what the plan is for me to get something soft. I'm letting you know the whole goal. And let's say this edge right here is going to be blue. Well, let's look and see what color it is. Oh gosh, I just love this so much. Okay, let's do something else. Let's do this one right here. No. We're going to do this one right here because it's beautiful turquoise. Right there. Can you see it's turquoise right there? Gorgeous. So what we're going to do, the plan is, that's going to be my blue. 1 second. We're going to paint this with makeup or whatever you have that's colored in your house so that you know where the sections are. So that is that section, and it needs to be a turquoise. I'm gonna open this up and see if this works. I've never done this before. Ugh, I don't like that. Let me try this again. Why is it turning out black when it's blue? Try this one. Okay, that's better. My finger was working. I think I need to get some more Q-tips. Let me try it with a Q-tip. Oh yeah. It was just dirty. So get some Q-tips, get some makeup or something food colored that you can paint this with. And so here's where you're at. You are going to you're going to set up your bowls or your pans or whatever. You're going to glue this together, dry it, fix the white with the black Sharpie. So that's going to be set aside. You're going to draw your composition. You're going to sort out the colors and color it with whatever you have. Okay? So I'm going to do that right now. And See you back here in a minute. Any luck? I'm doing really well. My blues are bugging me. So like if I start with a clean Q-tip and I go over to, let's say, this blue, and if I put it on there where I see blue, it doesn't show. So then if I take that blue and I mix it with this blue, then okay, I mean I'm getting a little bit. All I'm trying to do, and then if I try this dark blue, where's my thing? So watch this. If I do this dark blue, it turns black on me. I don't know why. I mean, it looks blue as it can be right there. And then I come over here and nope, it's not. So I'm gonna try that one, see what happens. Well, that got a little bit better. All we're trying to do is say, okay, this is where the purples are, and this is where, remember, that was our goal, was because of all these blues and we couldn't paint with food. But my yellows work just fine, my browns work just fine. I am having such difficulty with these blues. I don't know why on paper it turns black. It's just such a crazy thing. This one is working though, so I'll put some of that in there. So I know where I'm going with it. I looked all over my kitchen. I couldn't find anything that was kind of turquoise. Oh, there we go, black, and it's not even black. I don't want black, I want blue. Anyway, I'll just have to remember that. So once you painted all of your sculpture, your metal piece that you're going to do, the plan is that you're going to take, let's say, a magazine. I'm going to find something with purple. Oh, where's purple legs? Oh, hold on. Where'd it go? Oh, no. No. Maybe something turquoise. Come on. Oh. Hey, looky there. All right. So I have a turquoise green that I like. So now my goal is, if you can see over right there, that's this color. So what I'm going to do is and I painted it, see, right there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, and I'm going to put this on top, and I'm going to take my pencil, and I'm going to push real hard, like that. I'm going to look at it and I'm going to say, oh yeah, this is working out just perfectly. I can see it in the light. So my scissors, I'm going to cut that where I pushed it. That's why you had to have your cloth. And looks like that. I have to have my glue paper. Here's my little Q-tip. And do my flower all the way to the edges so it won't come up. And what am I going to do? I'm just going to stick it right there. I'm loving it. I'm making it up as I go. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Look at this. Isn't that just great? Okay, so when I'm all finished, I'm going to cut this out, and I will have made a decision whether to keep the floor or not. So have fun coloring, setting up your piece. Color your piece however you can. It's not about it, just as long as you know what color you mean, okay? And then I want you to use the sections, find them in your magazine, and keep going. I'm going to give a few of them, keep going with it, and then I'll come back. So you have some fun, I'm going to have some fun. I'm just trying to keep the videos a little bit shorter. So here's what I wound up doing that I think you will find helpful. I just went through all my magazines and I made this color pile, this color pile. There was a little bit of the burgundies. Here's my light lavender, baby blues, and then a blue gray. Here's my green blues, some purple blues, but those dark purple blues. I found a really nice piece of this, which I love. I'm going to put that right there. And so all of these yellows, you know, because with my silver, I like that contrast. So I found a lot of those. I'm going to put those right there. A red purple. And then I did blue black, green black, and brown black, and some light grays, and some light purple grays. So I have all of my colors. It's like an artist palette right here, okay? So at this point, that made things easier for me. And so now I just wanted to tell you guys that. So I'm gonna move this out of the way, clean up my area so that I can start cutting and gluing my pieces as I see fit. And I will come back and check on you. Oh, I need those in a little bit once I get farther along. I still just have that one piece, but when I started trying to find colors, it was very exciting, and I, figured out how to make it a little bit easier. So, okay, make your color palette and catch up with me, okay? How are you doing? I'm having a blast. I absolutely love this. I've got the top bowl done. I just wanted to show you, and I was missing you. Having so much fun, and so I decided I would turn this back on. And I'll work with you while you are cutting your pieces or drawing, and so we can be together a little bit longer. I'd love to know what part of the world you live in, and I'd love to know more about you and why you like art. I'm hoping that you're as enthusiastic about this, since we're making it up together. And so that's done. And my Q-tip. I've kind of gotten a little messy with it, which I like. At first I was starting and I was trying to be super perfect, and then I just was like, don't do that, because I kind of wanted my freedom a little bit. And so like right now I'm just sort of eyeballing where this is going to be dark right in here. Oopsie. And I'm just going to go, that's really nice. I'm going to kind of wiggle a piece in there. A shadow. And I have a little bit of a sniffle. I live in a high rise, and since nobody can come into each other's apartments, they haven't been able to change our filters. And even though I dust every day, I can't change my filter myself because it's in a locked room and they have to do it. And I don't think we have the maintenance man right now. So that's what the deal is with that. Okay, like this one, that was, it's black, but you and I both know it's not supposed to be black because it was blue, and I used the blue eyeshadow. Why did the blue eyeshadow turn black, huh? I don't know. Weird. I wonder if it does that on my skin. I always thought it looked kind of blue, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I need to ask somebody to tell me, because maybe they think it's supposed to be black, and I'm just thinking it was supposed to be blue. Anyway, this was really helpful to get my pieces like a palette, because now I just reach for the color I want. Oh, just love that so much. I can't wait to see what it's going to look like when I'm all done. Oh, this is just giving me so much pleasure. What do I want? What do I want? What do I want? This one? Yeah. No. Okay, so I want this one. Yes. Oh, look at that. That can go all the way across. Sometimes my flower sticks and sometimes it doesn't stick very well, but I don't care. I just glob a little more flower glue in on my paper, and then I press it down. So, okay, that's beautiful. Have you ever been making something and you just are having so much fun and it's working out so well that you are just super excited, and all you're dreaming about is what it's going to look like when you're finished, and so that you can just stare at it and kind of have a little party with yourself and say, yay, it worked. I love it. I created something wonderful on a day like today. So I doubled my fabric, by the way, because I noticed that it makes a nicer indentation. Okay, and I need some lighter color that comes back around here. I'm so glad God made me an artist. Aren't you happy you're an artist? Such a blessing. Okay. Oh, see, that one was coming up. I just go a little bit more in there. Stick it down. Oh yeah. See, now this doesn't look very like it's anything at all on here because it's white paper, but I'm dreaming of the moment I put it on this right here, and it's going to show up really well. It's going to give me that punch that I want. So give me some more of that light blue. Oh wow, I want some yellow. I want some really. Oh, y'all, remember me telling you about words? Look what I found. Home in yellow, the exact color I wanted. So I'm going to put that one, yes, because this is home work, remember? I just thought that was so fabulous. And it's big enough and you can read it. So now I just have to aim correctly. Don't cut my words off so that it's really good. In fact, okay, I might just change that little spot to make sure the whole word is on there. Okay, so let's see here. All right, I'm going to make sure the whole word is on there. Home. It's going to fit just kind of tight, but it will fit. So there we go. And oh my gosh, I love it. I love it. You know, when things random, fun stuff happens like that. Okay. This is just killing me. All right, I am going to continue on. You keep going, and I'll see you in a minute. I finished it, and I'm crazy about it. I totally love it. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut it out right now, all around the edges, and then I'll be right back. Okay, so this is why I love being an artist. This is what I started with. I've used these bowls 16 billion times. I never would ever arrange them like this because why would I? Except that we're stuck at home, the whole world, and this is what I had, so that's what I made. But guess what? I absolutely love it. This is art. This became this? Really? How wonderful. I know. It's making me so happy. I gotta hang this one up. I want to see yours. Okay, so next one, you know what we're gonna do is the baskets. Okay, so I want you to have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for being with us at the Godstone Ranch. God loves you so very much, and so do we. Have a good day.